Turkey is in a dilemma. It is a secular democracy, but by wearing the hijab, many women are challenging the secular state. Others, also good Muslims, say it's perfectly possible to separate religion and the state. In fact, it's more important now than ever.
I'm going now to meet a journalist who stood in the recent elections on a very pro-secular ticket. She's campaigned a great deal on the importance of keeping things like this hijab ban. And in a sense, she's the person I want to ask about the they. You know, who are these people who seem so afraid of the hijab? What is it about the state that feels so under threat from Islam when ordinary Turkish people seem to have no fear and no problem at all?
If you ask my personal idea, do I like the headscarf? And as a feminist, I will say no, I don't like it. And why? Because I think it's against freedom of the body.
The hijab somehow is a problem, and I'm wondering why that should matter.
You know, hijab is not the biggest problem for us. I think it's a minor problem of a bigger problem, which is how do we put Islam and democracy together? Because, as you know, maybe better than me, Islam is a religion which is organizing your daily life. You cannot, in a Muslim country, you cannot have democracy if you then don't have secularism. Because if Islam is going to rule our daily lives, then you cannot have democracy.
You're saying it's impossible to have an Islamic state that is democratic.
I want to live with the European standards of democracy in my country, which I think that these are the highest standards of democracy. Now, unfortunately, my country has become a test area for Islamic democracy. And I don't feel very happy about it.
Zeynep, herself a Muslim, fears men, mullahs, are lurking behind the hijab issue. She fears an Iranian-style reintegration of religion with the state. But ironically, by refusing to tolerate Islamic practices, her party is going against the will of the majority. It is not democratic. The trouble is that the hijab is used as a symbol by politicians and revolutionary movements for their own purposes. It can be interpreted as progressive or as reactionary. In the 2002 elections, the overtly Islamic AK Party won power, and of course on their agenda is the right for women to wear the hijab. But the first thing that strikes you when you meet their spokeswoman is that she chooses not to wear the hijab.
Since we've been in Istanbul, we've met a lot of women who've lost their jobs or lost their place at college or university because they want to wear the hijab and they've been told they're not allowed to. Will your party have any plans to change that?
When the state is offering a service to the public, it cannot discriminate between its citizens on grounds of language, sex, religion or race. It wouldn't be fair, and our constitution provides free education for everyone. So it would be a typical human rights violation not to allow students to attend school because of this problem.
Do you think it will be hard to change the way so many state institutions at the moment refuse to allow women these freedoms? Is that something difficult to change?
National consensus is very important on this issue. According to two surveys, between 60 and 70% of women in Turkey cover their heads, in line with their beliefs. This is too big a percentage to ignore. You cannot conduct politics as if women do not exist.
The test for Nimet Gubakai's AK Party, now in government, is whether they will tolerate the secular as well as the Islamic. Up to now, the modern Turkish state has been terrified of the political symbolism of the veil because they fear religious fundamentalism taking over Turkey. The irony is that it's the secular state that has come to be seen as oppressive, denying religious freedom.